Hello everyone, it's Myankur. Today I am going to read at 66051 The Gray Shark Escape. Chapter 1, page 5. Miss Frizzle told Wanda not to worry. The aquarium has lots more than just fish. After all, the ocean contains about 1 million species of plants and animals. She pulled some thick booklets from her desk drawer. The director of the aquarium sent these brochures for you. They have oceans of information about underwater life. Wow, this is going to be great, Wanda said. I can't believe there are millions of plants and animals in the oceans. Hey, Miss Frizzle, Ralphie said. We're studying sharks next in our ocean unit. You think they have a shark at the aquarium? Oh yeah, Ralph. The aquarium has several types of sharks, Miss Frizzle said. Several types? Keisha said. I didn't know there was more than one type of shark. Me neither, said Tim. I thought a shark was a shark. Oh no, the Freeze said. There are hundreds of different kinds of sharks. They are all very interesting. In fact, some of you may want to choose one kind of shark to write about in your report. Miss Frizzle, what is shark anyway? Wanda asked. Are sharks related to whales and dolphins? Good question, Wanda, the Freeze replied. Whales and dolphins are mammals, just like people, dogs, cats, bears, and lots of other animals. Sharks are fish, but they aren't exactly like other fish. You'll learn more about sharks when we get to the aquarium, to the bus. We all piled into the bus. We have had a lot of wacky adventures in that bus. And even though Miss Frizzle had promised, I had a feeling this wouldn't be an ordinary ride. Liz, our class lizard, set up a front with the Freeze as she turned on the ignition. Soon we were on our way to the Pacific Ocean. Chapter 2. Magic School Bus zoomed along. We looked at our ocean brochures. I hope to find a nice, friendly-looking sea creature to do my report on. I looked at the brochures pictures of the aquarium's super secure shark tanks, but I didn't get any great ideas for my report. In a little while, Miss Frizzle drove into a parking lot right beside a sunny ocean beach. I could see the blue water aquarium too, but there seemed to be a problem. There was a huge pool of water around the blue water aquarium. Water was leaking out from under all the doors of the building. Trucks with hoses were sucking up the water, but more water kept flowing out. A tall man with bush hair and round glasses came splashing toward us from the aquarium. He was wearing a necktie shaped like a fish. The man walked right up to the door of the bus. The Freeze opened the door. Kids, Miss Frizzle said, this is Mr. Hill. He is the director of the aquarium. Miss Frizzle, I'm so sorry, said Mr. Hill. He looked down at his shoes while he talked. I'm afraid I've got bad news. What happened, Mr. Hill? The Freeze asked. The dolphins were playing with a rubber ball, Mr. Hill explained. Somehow it got stuck in a drain pipe in their tank. Anyway, the tank overflowed and the whole aquarium flooded. All of our ocean animals are okay, but we have had to close for the day while we clean up the mess. Oh no, the whole class groaned. The whole class except for me, that is. Secretly, I was kind of relieved that I wouldn't have to get close to a shark. But I should have known it was just wishful thinking, because that's when Miss Frizzle got the twinkle in her eyes. I think I've got a solution to this problem, she said. Have a seat, Mr. Hill. Miss Frizzle flipped a few switches on the dashboard of the bus as Mr. Hill climbed aboard. In a few seconds, we heard a loud whirring noise. Then we felt the bus lift off the ground and rise straight up into the air. The bus had turned into a helicopter. A look of shock crossed Mr. Hill's face. I knew just how he felt. What's going on? He cried. Don't worry. I told him with a sigh. We're on the magic school bus. Helicopter. This kind of thing happens all the time. The magic school helicopter flew over the beach, then it headed out over the water. I got a sinking feeling in my stomach. Where are we going, Miss Frizzle? Phoebe asked. You'll see, the Freeze replied. In a short while, we were way out over the ocean. We couldn't even see land. Suddenly, the helicopter began to go down toward the water. Mr. Hill looked as worried as I felt. It's just Frizzle. I don't think you can land out here. Oh, I'm not landing, said Miss Frizzle. Not exactly, anyway. As we hit the water, Liz pushed a few buttons on the helicopter's instrument panel. I closed my eyes. The helicopter hit the water and rocked on the surface for a minute. Then it began to sink. I opened my eyes. Magic School helicopter had turned into a Magic School submarine. We're going down there, Miss Frizzle said. Not only was the sub going down there, it was shrinking, and so were we. Now the sub was only 2 feet long. Everything in the ocean looked huge. Now that we are smaller, we can explore the amazing life of the ocean and see things closer up. We can pretend we are the little fish in a big ocean. Hey, Miss Frizzle, there's not something fish about this field trip, Carlos called out. There's something scary about this field trip, I grumbled. I think it's going to be fantastic, Mr. Hill. He didn't seem upset anymore. The bus sub had lots of portholes along its side. We could see hundreds of fish swimming by right in front of us. Even I had to admit it was pretty awesome. Excuse me, Mr. Hill, said Ruffy. Is there any chance we will see a shark here? I could feel my heart beat faster. I really hoped the answer would be no. Oh, it's possible, said Mr. Hill. It's very possible. There are a number of sharks that live in this area. Oh, great. What was Miss Frizzle thinking? No one else seemed alarmed. We learned that there are over 300 species of sharks. Do they all live near here? Oh no, not all of them, answered Mr. Hill. Some of them live deeper down in the water. Some of them live in other parts of the Pacific where the water is cooler. Some don't live in this ocean at all. I didn't want to see any sharks at all, but at least I didn't have to worry about seeing all 368 kinds. Well, probably not. On a Magic School bus field trip, almost anything is possible. The end.